Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian.is.a Weirdo. So I did not sleep last night. This should be interesting. I'm testing out Nightbot. Winter inspired me, so I'm gonna give it a shot, see if it works. Hopefully we'll see some things pop up in this live. Also, as you can tell by the title, I did not sleep last night, and therefore, hey Winter, your ears must have been burning because I was talking about you, in a good way, obviously. But yes, I did not sleep last night, and so I am a ball of very tired, but also very energetic. I thought I was gonna sleep, therefore I didn't do anything with my hair. So just doing its kind of, brushed out thing, but whatever. Yeah, I'm in such a weird place. I might be super weird right now. But I will do my best. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue working on the silver and rainbow market bag that I've been working on. Because I've decided to focus on Pride, my Pride booth. All those links are in the description box below. But because I've decided to, I lost one of the cones to my septum ring, so I'm going to be fiddling with it a lot, and I also kind of compulsively fiddle with it anyway, which is probably why I fell off. So, so I did, I'm sorry, my brain is just like, no, you have failed. So I was putting a lot of energy into this bouquet that I was making Mel, and I wanted to talk to her about it because I haven't actually told you what my plan was. Although it's probably pretty easy to put together because I have like petals all over the place, and I've got all my metallics like piled up on my desk. Anyways, but because I really want to focus on Pride makes so that I can fill a booth and keep it full until the end of the day. I just want to get to working on Pride stuff, especially because I'm going to have my surgery on March 29th, and I don't know what recovery is going to look like for me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to crochet or if I'm going to be crocheting up a storm. It'll probably be the first one if we're honest. So for me, I just kind of want to start making Pride objects, and even if I don't, even if I am not able to get a Pride booth, at least I'll be able to stock my Etsy with some newer Pride and LGBTQ focused creations. So, sorry, this coffee. I like hot coffee like a lot, but when it's like fresh, like seconds off of the off of the out of the pot, it's a little hot for me, so I have to let it cool down. Okay, so let's see where we're at with this. I am using the silver is Big Twist Twinkle yarn. And I'm doing the technique that I had learned recently, where you can do, if you're doing mesh, you can do 3 rows at a time. I'm sure you could modify it to do like really any number, but it might get a little confusing. So 3 is my max because I make enough mistakes with 3 that I don't need to up it. But it's a cool technique for sure, and I think it saves time. It definitely didn't at the beginning when I was making mistake after mistake, but you know, time helps. right? So I'm using my Furls Odyssey. It is an H hook. It's a 5mm. And I actually like, so this yarn is not necessarily the easiest to work with. As you can see, it's not terrible for what it is, but it does have a metallic strand going through it. And I do find that a lot of times certain hooks, especially like the furls, like streamlines, I do find that they tend to catch that little metallic uh, metallic thread. So for some reason the shape of the Odyssey doesn't do that, and I'm really happy with it. And it's such a nice weight. I really wish I would have gotten on the Odyssey train earlier, but silly me. I just was like always like waiting for like the color that inspired me, and then they were gone. Because the ones that like I felt really good about, like, and I was like, "Ooh, I want those," were always out of stock, or like they had one in stock and it was a size they definitely didn't want or need. So it is what it is. Hopefully, this new collection that they're coming out with, one, will not bankrupt me, and two, will be cool enough. Because I don't want to buy an ugly hook. I'm past that stage in my crochet career. Is anyone like that? I mean, like, obviously, like, you do what you gotta do if you don't have a choice. But, like, if you have the option till the rug is ripped out from under me, and I'm just like, no, no. Both of the Odyssey ones that I have are, like, the pumpkin spice, so it's a nice burnt orange with a sparkle. I don't really keep up with the new releases too much. They did just come out with one. I want to say it was like maybe red at the bottom when I have the option. Oh, sorry. Um, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I definitely would rather wait for a cute hook. Than if I think it's coming, but you know, they were always sold out and stuff like that, so you know, it happens. Um, so hopes for um the new hooks that they do to be awesome and a good replacement for the Odyssey, and also affordable. That would be freaking sweet because your boy is poor. My dad makes the weirdest noises. Sometimes his yawn is just like so tremendous. You're like, "Are you okay?" And then he just went like, "Ah!" Like, what are you doing? You're so weird. But that's family for you, right? So I guess we'll see maybe in the next 5 or 10 minutes if Nightbot's gonna work. If not, we'll give it a try some other time. I don't know if it works with restream, so I'm actually just streaming directly on YouTube, which I don't understand a whole lot, but yeah, whatever. Let me make this open. Nightbot works with YouTube, not with streaming. You're on. Okay, yeah. So I'm on YouTube, so that should be fine. So I think it was maybe a couple weeks ago. you'll have to add it as the managing moderator. I did do that. I did that, yes. Yeah, I followed a YouTube video on how to do it, so I think I did it right, but the timing that I set for it, it hasn't gotten to that time yet, so we'll see if it actually works. I put like a couple things, so try not to like overwhelm people with just like tons of night. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's see if what I did works, and if it doesn't, then I will be like, Winter, come to my rescue. Sometimes I'm like, do I have the right number of loops? And my brain's like, does not compute, does not compute. And I'm like, sometimes I just wish my brain would cooperate a lot better than it does, and it's very frustrating when it doesn't. But, you know, that's just the life of someone whose brain is. That's exactly what my brain sounds like if you would put a stethoscope to my brain. So, in case you were curious what happens up in the old noodle, that's it. Just where it sounds. So yeah, I've been working on this a while, and I keep on like picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. I'm really happy with how it looks. I thought about maybe doing 2 stripes of the rainbow, but I thought it would be cute to just have 1 stripe like close-ish to the bottom, and do the rest in the silver. It's got, I mean, it's more rectangular. It's not as like cinched at the bottom like this piece of garbage. So, Winter, I don't know if you were, I don't think you were on the live that I did yesterday or this morning, technically, or whatever. But like, so I taught myself how to do a drop stitch because it looks so cool, and I thought it would work really well as a market bag. But when I used my 48 pin, I when I did just the tubular setting, it was really small, way too small to work, and like it just didn't look right. It didn't give the right vibes, because I mean the 48 pin is the size of someone's head, so it's like not there. So I had to do, like, I just kept on having to redo it over and over again, and frog over and over again. And so I had to do panels, but the thing that I encountered that was challenging is that because when you do panels, you have that seam at the end, right, where you have to like do the like create that uh, the edge of it. Well, the edge doesn't stretch the same as the rest of it, so I had to experiment with like different tensions and do it over and over again. And even though I like counted my rows like deliberately in panel mode, which, you know, I wish the machine was just smart enough to do that, but I understand it. But like, so I did like a sample, took measurements, and I was like, okay, if I do this many stitches, this many rows, then it'll be this long. So I was like, I want a 12-inch bag. And so this is not, that's not 12 inches. Even though my math said it was going to be, hey Lydia, welcome in. Even though my math said that it would be 12 inches, it was not. I actually hate the cinched bottom. I thought that it would be like the look, but I just feel like it looks very weird. And then the top is like a whole nother story. To frog this, I would have to take out all the seams here, which all coalesce in like this like butthole of a bottom. And it would just be like a fucking nightmare to take apart. And I spent like literally 24 hours trying to figure out how to do it. And I just needed someone to put me out of my misery, basically, and just put me down as a human. Like, it was like, I am miserable doing this. So I had so many attempts, so many failures, so much frogging. Um, and so that's what I was venting about earlier. And I still think it would be a cool texture for a market bag. I just think maybe I need to go back to the drawing board of like design, because I did this in hopes that I could pump out a lot of Pride market bags, because I thought those would be really cute with the big twist yarn. And there's nothing quick about what I did. So, anyways, venting. So I did post, uh, I think Winter heard this, so apologies for the repeat. But I did post the GoFundMe link in the description below if you want to donate before the fundraiser. But I'm having a fundraiser on March 16th, so it is over a month away. It's before my surgery, and and I will be doing some giveaways. I'm planning to do some giveaways, and then we'll, kind of see, I don't know, just kind of see how it works out, and hopefully I can raise some funds to do this, because I'm really passionate, and I've talked about it a lot. I'm really passionate about providing affordable, gender affirming, and like sexual identity affirming. If you, I have some pride patterns. Oh my gosh, Winter, that would be amazing. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. That would be ideal, because like we're trying to keep shipping costs low. I was thinking of doing mystery boxes of yarn, because there's some yarn that I have that I love, but I just know I'm not going to use. So I thought it would be fun to do mystery boxes, maybe do like 5 mystery boxes, and then maybe do like one like mega mystery box, or I don't know. That's what I'm thinking so far. I love the idea of patterns. Um, so, and like, the thing is, I'm very wary of getting into that auction territory, because when I had the auction for Club Q, it was so exhausting. Um, and like, yes, I did feel like really rewarded in the experience, and I'm happy that I did it, but like it was so much, and like getting people to contact me and all of that stuff was just a mess. So, oh, there's Nightbot. So if you want to click on that link, you can go directly to my GoFundMe if that's something you desire and can do. Getting ready for a truck. Okay, no problem at all. Take care of yourself. Obviously, that's priority number one. It should be priority number one for all of us. No worries. I don't mind handling it. People will just have to email me. Okay, cool. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That is very sweet indeed. Yeah, I wonder if making patterns would be a good um, usage of time. Um, that's a good idea, and I might borrow some of it because I'm working on a doll that I've been working on for a while, and I've just been getting sidetracked, but I really want to make this doll, and I think it would be like the ultimate queer, moment, So, yeah. Lydia, I'm working on a market bag. I'll show you once I finish this stitch. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So this is it so far. I'm gonna make it about 12 inches. So the sparkly silver is gonna go up about that much more, and then it's just gonna have this like rainbow prismy stripe at the bottom. So I'm super excited. I'm happy with the way it looks. I was hoping to cut some corners and use my knitting machine for good instead of evil, but it had other plans, so we're just doing whatever we want. I just wish I was better naturally at knitting machines, and like I feel like a lot of people have like cracked the code, and I'm just like, I am an idiot. And like I feel like everyone's good at it except for me, which usually doesn't bother me, but like this thing is a fucking kid's toy. Like literally, it says like it's a kid's toy. And like I'm too stupid to figure out a kid's toy, which I know it's like not just like a you know regular. There are some like mechanics that go into making the stitches and stuff like that. But like maybe I need to figure out how it works, and maybe that would help me uh, figure shit out. But who knows? What is everyone drinking right now? I am drinking black coffee with one aspartame sugar substitute in it. Sometimes I put oat milk in it, but if I'm making my coffee, I don't because I'm lazy. But if Mel makes it, she puts it in. Honestly, I can't really taste the difference if I'm being honest. It's a toy, my syndrome, my boyfriend loves. Hey cats, that's awesome. In fact, I gotta fill it up. Nice. I like to hear that. We like to say hydrated and caffeinated if caffeine's for you. Not for everyone, so Lydia's drinking water. That is awesome. I'm going to call you a boss ass bitch, and that is the highest compliment I can give someone. So I hope you know that I think you're awesome for drinking water. I've tried to be better. I haven't been great lately. Like I go through phases where sometimes I'm really good and sometimes I'm like great. I really love my Dolly Parton cup, but it's like smaller than all my other like cups that I have, like my Starbucks cups. I didn't go crazy. I literally have two that I just use all the time. But I do have like other cups that are from like Spirit Halloween and stuff like that. But I don't know, something I saw something about like having like ADHD and like the satisfaction that like changing Nightbot's back. Watery water. Nice. Um, yeah, so Nightbot's back. So this is the link so everyone can click this. This is not a link to any direct, um, like put in your credit card information type thing. This is the scheduled event for March 16th. So if you're interested in attending it, and you would like a reminder, you can click on that link and put remind me, and click on remind me, and it will remind you when the event is about to start so that you don't miss it. So this is a great link to click if you want it. Winter, you really inspired me to use Nightbot, and now I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I've been doing YouTube for years. Why have I not used Nightbot? Weak stomach issues. Yeah, soda can definitely be inflammatory to a lot of things. I don't drink soda much, but like occasionally I just want like the taste of it, like just a quick taste, and then I'm done. I don't need a lot of it. I don't need to drink like a fucking 2 liter or whatever. I just want like a taste. So like recently I just kind of wanted a little taste of Dr. Pepper. So I just got we ordered like uh we ordered like a 6 pack of the mini ones, and that's just enough for me. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, I'm really feeling it. It is also relieving some of my tension because I feel like I can bring things up that are important to me naturally because Nightbot said it, not me. You know, who matters who said it, right? Yeah, and I love the reminders that you've put in your Nightbot. Winter, because I think they're really important in like communicating to the people who are watching that may not be super familiar with what's going on with you, to like have that as a resource, to be allies rather than to be like just douchebags, because a lot of people don't mean to put hurt on you, but they can if they don't know what you're going through. But you can't like every new person that comes in like trauma dump on them like right like that, like right, like people would hate that. I know that would be really overwhelming for me to watch. So just having like gentle reminders like, hey, like, how you talked about like, hey, occasionally I'll have meltdowns, or however you worded it, which it was great. Uh, Trying to paraphrase, but I don't remember the exact wording, so I hope I said it right. But just how you said it, it was so like, hey, here's a fact about me, and yeah, yeah, I think you can change how many times people can drop their links, but you can use Nightbot for more than just like dropping links and stuff. I didn't do the link dropping thing. I don't really like that. Um, it's weird to me, if I'm being honest. I don't know what it is about it that's weird to me, but like I feel like I've encountered people who just wanted to drop their channel and then they left. And so they're not really participating. They're just trying to like rally people for their page. And it just kind of rubs me the wrong way, if that makes sense. So like I don't, if people do that, like, they're not bad people per se, but like for some reason it just gives me like a weird vibe. I personally haven't put anything about my mental health, about me being trans, whatever, whatever, whatever. I do have a lot of tags in my stuff. And pretty much all of the posts that I do uh, like do like hashtag mental health awareness, and hashtag transgender and stuff like that. So like if someone wanted to come in, maybe they could see that and notice it. But like it's not really like you know, I don't mind like if it comes up every once in a while, but for me, like those issues are not things that I really want to put on my bot. I can understand why it's helpful for you, and I think it's great for you. But at this point in my YouTube career, I don't think it's for me. That component, because I have honestly too many problems to put them all in Nightbot. Like, honestly, I could just be like, here's a link to the DSM, read it all, and then you'll understand me. Haha, mental illness, hilarious. I had a mod was dropping other people's link, and I was mad at the person. I told them to stop, and I took them off. Yeah. And I did it because when Dawn introduced me, she doesn't necessarily think to warn people I'm queer, and people come in, misgender me, and get mad at me. Yes. Oh my gosh, that person that said that thing where like they were like, "Well, you should post it in your profile and let you say them." Like, ugh, that stuff pisses me off so much. For you, obviously. Yeah, exactly. It's like, just because you came from another channel doesn't mean I'm anything like those people. Like, when I started, uh, doing YouTube and stuff like that, getting a little bit more popular in like the crochet realm, because I used to be like exclusively like a makeup channel. If you look at my old videos, it's bizarre because I literally just like put like the neighborhood on and would just like jam. I would just do my makeup. That's so weird. Um, as she on the channel is Don is one of the only ones who use proper pronouns that you and a few others. I That makes me so sad, but like I mean I hope it gets better. I think that it's I I just like I I I I wonder if you feel the same way, because I have a feeling that there is no way to describe how shitty being misgendered feels to cis people. Like, I just don't know. And there are people who are compassionate, who use the right pronouns. I'm not saying that. There are plenty of allies who properly gender us and whatnot. But like, when people are like, I don't understand why you're so upset, like, I don't have like a metaphor or anything that I feel like they could relate to, because it's such a unique trans experience. I give the nails on a chalkboard. So like, being misgendered feels like nails on a chalkboard? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, it's like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people on my channel are pretty quick to turn around their language unless they're being trolls, but I'm also in the binary, um, mostly, right? But like, you're not in the binary. And I feel like people who use like they, them, or like anything but like binary pronouns, people tend to have like a really, like, people are a lot more aggressive to those folks. And like, for me, if someone calls me a girl, I'm like, no, I'm a dude. And usually people are fine. Look at you, Nightbot. Um, you know, and yeah, so what was I saying? But yeah, but like, I think it's a lot harder for non-binary folks and people who aren't in the binary, which I guess is people who are non-binary. Just a big long no. uh, but yeah, so like I feel like those folks get like a lot of the heat because um, people like to argue like the semantics of language, which is just dumb. Like especially in the English language, like it's proper grammar. It always has been. Stop watching my lives after I talked about being misgendered the first time because she could have. Oh, ew. Well, you're better off without them, honestly. Um, it's like while we're all like doing it for the views, trying to get I hate that for you, I'm sorry. I too have had people drop off the map when I was either like freshly transitioned or mentally ill and having trouble getting online. Hey mobs, welcome in. Great to see you. I know I'm not usually up in the morning, so I don't always catch you, but it's great to see you, Ashley. Um so I'm making a market bag. This is the bottom. I am doing a technique that I learned from like a tips and tricks video on how to do when you're doing mesh, how to do 3 rows at a time, and honestly it is so cool. It bends my brain, but in like a really like fun, like, oh my gosh, I'm such an amazing crocheter way. I did not sleep last night, so like if I act like a crazy fool more than normal, that's what's going on. Yeah, I love the rainbow stripe, and honestly, I mean, if you know me, you know my favorite rainbow yarn is Mexicana from Red Heart. And this actually worked out in a different way than I've ever seen it work out, which I'm really happy about. So because I did multiple rows at once, I actually get to see the striping of the yarn. Usually it's kind of, it either pulls, which is, cool to see, or it's just like all the rainbow all the time. So, and Mexicana comes in a jumbo size and is available at Walmart. If you notice, it does get a little bit bigger here, and that's because I'm an idiot who doesn't know how to count. But just ignore that. I'm just gonna take it as a not that big of a deal and just go. I wonder if Walmart would ship to you. I know Walmart ships in the States. Yeah, that sucks. Well, honestly, sometimes the prices online are cheaper than what you find in store. Like, it's very weird. Walmart pricing is very inconsistent. Because, like, so Walmart does this thing where they have Walmart products where they're either in store or they're at like a Walmart warehouse or another store. And then they also did this Amazon thing where independent sellers can sell on the Walmart like thing, right? And so Canadian shipping is so high. Hey Samantha, welcome in. Drinking some coffee, making a market bag. Just having a grand old time. Could not sleep last night, so I'm probably gonna crash any moment now, but we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah. I hate that it's more expensive for you. I wonder if I feel like I've seen it on Amazon, but it wasn't the cheapest. Prime might help. Joanne, the website does not have it. Did you send the crochet hooks to Madonna? So, okay, I would love some advice on this. So I have not received a message from Madonna. And I was originally planning on saying email me by this date or I'm gonna have to pick a new winner. So, I have not heard back. Um, uh, yeah, it's like, yeah, you win some, you lose some, definitely. So, and then, so in the video where I picked the winner, I tagged Madonna. And maybe 3, 4 days later, I had not heard from her, so I did a post where I screenshotted her account, and then I also tagged her and said, please reach out to me. Because I didn't put the date to reach out to me by in the first time, I felt bad about putting it in the second time, so I again did not say anything. But I have not heard anything from Madonna, and it's been a while. So I'm interested in what you all think is fair. Like, should I just keep on trying to reach out to her? Or should I, like, I don't know. Like, she won fair and square, but like, I do want to give these away because I promised to give them away, and I want to be a man of my word. Um, so yeah, let me know what you all think, because I feel really shitty about being like, hey, I never told you to get back to me by this date, but like, you should have, you know. But then I also like, so I want to give the hooks to Madonna, but it, I don't know. I don't know. So I feel like I also said Madonna about 100,000 times. Sorry about that. If you were playing a drinking game, you would have blacked out. um, but anywho, so I would love some advice that is objective. I may. I don't know. So I kind of want to get some advice that is not necessarily in the best interest of people, but like if you were in that position, what I'd say give it away to someone else. Okay. I think that's a fair assessment. And let me see when I did that giveaway video. Okay, so so the contest ends 2/2. So today is the 7th day, or maybe the 6th, because I ended at midnight on 2/2. So midnight tonight would be 7 days. So I'll give her today. Yeah, and then I'll redraw, because like I feel shitty about it, but I think a week is a reasonable amount of time. Um, and so uh, I'll pull from the same comment pool that I had before, so people can't just like enter again. Although that would get me more views, but whatever. I'm not going to do that because it's not fair to the people who originally entered the contest. And then we'll just try to find someone who wants these hooks, and I'll make sure to be more clear about the timing so that people understand. Um, So, if you just saw, I will try to. I originally was going to make a video of the drawing, but then my screen recording got fucked up, and I didn't want to redraw and get someone else's name, so I just like screenshotted it. So I will try to make a video of the redraw, because I mean those are fun to see, like the randomization and stuff like that. Um, so if you just saw, Nightbot just dropped a link. So you don't have to put any money into what the link is going to. It's literally just It is the link for the upcoming fundraiser that I'm doing on March 16th at noon Eastern Standard Time. And I hate how straight my hair is. It's like freaking me out. But like when it's not curly, if I put it up, it just sticks straight up. Like, what is this? I definitely have I am the palest person you'll probably ever meet, but like my native roots, and I'm not talking about these roots, but like I have like very native hair, and just its texture is so unreal. But again, so the Nightbot link that it just dropped, all if you click that link, it just says here's an upcoming live stream that is going to happen. Hey Jen, welcome in. So Nightbot just dropped a link. All you have to do is click it if you want to attend the upcoming fundraiser in a little over a month, March 16th. I don't expect anyone to remember it. So just have YouTube give you a little reminder. So if you press that link, then you can just press the remind me button, and it will give you a reminder. I think an hour or 30 minutes. I think it's 30 minutes before the thing starts. So, yes, Samantha, I will try to make a video. If it fails again, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did. I'm so sorry. If you want to talk about it, if you want just virtual hugs, if you want just a virtual pat on the back, whatever you need, we are here for you. We fucking understand. PTSD is so terrible. I know Winter and I were talking earlier about nightmares and just how truly horrifying they can be. And I'm not going to get super into that aspect because Winter and I already got into it, and I was like, man, I'm about to fucking, it's about to take me to a dark place. So, but I understand so deeply. I got really triggered about a week ago. Hey, Leather, welcome in. Oh, great. Good morning. Got my cup of joe. I have this awesome mug. I think I found it at Marshall's. It's bone china, which apparently stains, but it's very strong, so I'll take the strength. It's tarot card. It has the death card, which is my personal favorite card. If you know about tarot, you know that death doesn't actually mean like you're gonna die. It's about endings and new beginnings. So it's just about transformation. It's a great card. I'm gonna get this fucking thing tattooed on me. And then here is the moon. You have a wolf howling at it. You know, when I think about the moon, I think about the emotions that you know, are just so strongly tied within the moon's energy, and how, yeah, it's such a good mug. I love it. I will forever be like, just give me all of the Halloween mugs. Okay, sorry, I haven't read. I went to court to support my in-laws with a family court thing, and my brother-in-law pulled me aside in a way that traumatized me. So my hubby chat with him, but I'm still so broke. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And it's hard. It's extra hard, I think, when like when you're in a position face to face where you have no opportunity to like step back and recuperate from things, and you're just like put on the spot to like respond and be present. That is so hard. Yeah, you want the tower. Yeah, shit's about to go down. Literally. So, yeah, don't be scared of the day. Literally, if people don't know tarot, without fail, fault, whatever, um, you know, it's like a death card will come up in their reading, and they're like, ah! And I'm like, that's not the thing. Or like the Hanged Man or something like that. Or the Fool. Like a lot of these cards, it's not about the name, it's about like the interpretation of them. So don't get caught up on that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, he like did it on purpose, I think, to blindside me. What a motherfucker. I mean, I just like I hate it. Trauma is so dimensional, right? Like when we experience it, it's so, I don't even know how to describe it. It's something for me that, it's when you have someone who is pulling those moves on you, with like such malicious intent, and you're just forced to kind of be there. It is so difficult. So like, I just here's the thing. I want you to give yourself some credit because you made it through that situation. Yes, it was very hard. Yes, you're having a hard time right now, but you'll get through it. I know you will. And you stood there and you got through that moment. And, I think that says a lot about how strong you are because it's very easy to crumble. Right. Immediately. Just boom. And if you did crumble, that's fine too, because we're doing the best we can at any moment, right? But like, you know, I think, you're processing things, and that is fantastic. Give yourself a pat on the back. You deserve it. Someone purposely came for you, and you are fucking surviving. You might not be thriving just yet, but you'll get there. Yeah, if it wasn't in court, I legit have so much hate for him right now. Yeah, I get that. I get that. And you know, not in a court situation, but have had people who purposely tried to just pick apart those traumatic pieces that I have experienced. And I think it's so valuable to have. You said your husband, right? I read that right? If I am getting it wrong, please let me know. But it's so helpful that you had your husband there to support you, like with his own brother, and will take your side. Not all of us have support, but when we do have support, leaning into those people and being like, this is a really fucking hard time for me, is amazing. It's amazing to have. We can definitely survive and thrive without that, but it is helpful. So I'm so glad you have a good support system there who can look at the situation objectively and be like, yeah, jackass move. Because for me, not to, I hope that when I talk about my trauma, it's like I'm saying I can relate. I'm not trying to like one up you in any. Was not there at the event, but he's still livid, and get a chat with him, and he's a mean-year-old that I'm never going to be alone with him. Boundaries, those are strong boundaries. We support boundaries up in here. We're not always all great at them. I will speak for myself personally, but those are fantastic boundaries. And I'm so happy you have the support around you to help you get through those moments, because unfortunately they happen. Okay, thank you. Okay, I just like when I was I just have a fear of like being that person, because that's never my intention. But like, I was saying, like, just having someone either witness it or believe you, right? It's like, is I unfortunately didn't have that. Like a lot of people thought, because I am a dramatic person, right? We all know it's no surprise to anybody. But like a lot of the things that I would tell people about my experiences, they would just think that it was a dramatization, if you will, of the situation. And so having people who believe you, who are on your side, who have your back, who are willing to go to bat for you, amazing. I'm so happy for you for that. I hate that you're going through this. I wish I wish no one I wouldn't wish PTSD or CPTSD on anyone. Because it's honestly I wouldn't wish any mental illness on anyone because it's so unbelievably hard, and people who don't experience that may not be able to. Thank you for agreeing and saying that I'm correct. I'm going to screenshot that and send that to my wife. But it is very difficult, but you are doing a great job. Boundaries are so freaking important, and you're setting them, and you've got support. And so I know in these, like, I feel like I don't know how you feel or anyone else feels when they're triggered. And sometimes it varies, right, depending on the trigger moment and whatever. Um But for me, I get this like skin crawly feeling. I'm so tense, especially in my neck and my shoulders, and I'm just like, ugh. Um, and I just my brain is like on the fritz, right? So that's my experience. I don't know if you all experience that physical and mental type of situation. We all experience things differently, but like it's such a strong, visceral feeling that puts us into fight or flight, or freeze, or fawn if you have CPTSD, which I found out about fawn recently, and I say it's a weird one because to me it's like I know I've done it, but I've never like correlated that with just the word fawn. I think they just wanted an F word, but like just the word fawn correlated with like me like trying to like be good to not upset my abusers is like a very weird thing in my brain. Um, that I'm believed. Yes, so important. I hate that I was doing so good for so long and now this. Yes, I definitely get skin crawlies, brain overdrive, etc. Do you need watch hours? I always need watch hours, but the thing is, apparently, I don't really understand how it works. But I think because I don't think I fit community guidelines. I've never read them because they bore me, and I hate reading rules, and I don't really like rules anyways. So, you can watch all you want. I don't think I get credit for those hours because I drop an F bomb about every 3 seconds. So, if you want to watch, please do. Um, if you want to watch some interesting videos, I say go way back in the beginning of my channel. Watch me do makeup. Watch me learn how to crochet and do all these fundraisers. Like watch my progression over time, because it's pretty stark, honestly. You watch me pre-transition, you watch when I transition. I did a video on me coming out, like all of this stuff. um, I have checked my analytics, and for whatever reason, like I'll do something. I'll look at how many views watch hours I have, and then I'll do something. Uh, the the thing will say I had this many watch hours in this one video, and my analytics page will not have changed. So I think it's just because I just drop a bunch of F bombs, and I talk about pretty serious topics, honestly. So yeah. But I do want to get back to Jen. Yeah, so here's the thing, and I can say this as someone who's not actively in your position. I'm still like a little frazzled from my experience, but when I'm giving advice, it's so different, right? I'm drinking coffee. So, you know, I think it's very easy to be like, I've made progress and now it's all undone. But you did make progress. You took steps forward. You started healing. But when we have these moments, we can't, and again, I'm saying this to you because I can never say this to myself in that position. Um, but you, you've made progress and you should give yourself the credit because that is so important. And it is very hard to make progress with PTSD. Like, that's just, I mean, it's, to me, it's an undeniable fact. It's not even an opinion. And so when we've taken these steps, the thing is, um, yes, you can completely heal from PTSD, never get triggered again in your whole life, but that shouldn't be like, I mean, obviously we want that, but like, it's not necessarily a realistic end goal because it puts a lot of pressure on us to never get triggered. It's about learning how to set boundaries, which is what you're doing, which is amazing. It's about finding a good support system, which you are doing, which is amazing. And it's about talking it out with people who understand or getting therapy. All of those things are very important. So you were taking great steps, and I wouldn't even say this is a setback. Like, this dude is an asshole. Like, an asshole got under your skin, that's his fault, not yours. So be gentle with yourself. That's all I'm saying. I said a lot of things, but the point is, be gentle with yourself because you made a fuck ton of progress and you deserve to be celebrated for that. Don't beat yourself up because you get triggered, because it sometimes we are slaves to those emotions, and we have so much work to push through how intense those emotions are. Those emotions are among the most intense I felt, and I have borderline personality disorder, which has actually been shown to be one of the most physically painful mental illnesses. You can look that up, I'm not making it up. But like, it manifests in the body in a big way. But like, PTSD, is on the same level for me. Like, it is so physically and mentally just like, ah! you know, like, you're in the electric chair and they're just pull the lever, crunk. Okay, so let me get back to the thing. Sorry, I just kind of went on like a little rant. Check your analytics. Yeah, we talked about that. You can't talk real life on here. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can, but you also run the risk of not being monetized. I would love to make money on YouTube. I am disabled. I have no income right now other than my very small crochet business. And I would love to make money on YouTube, but that's just not a reality for me, I guess, because of the rules, which is fine, but like, it'd be really nice. But I'm not going to change who I am because I did that before. I followed the rules. And when I came back after my big depression, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to be me. And I did that. Yep, drinking coffee. I drink my coffee. If I make it, I drink it black with an aspartame sweetener, just one. But if my wife makes it, she puts oat milk in it. Honestly, you can't taste the difference, but that is what it is. It's all things that you can use in the future. It's all learning, even though you're not feeling it. Exactly. When we are in that, get a little scientific on you. I might say the wrong word, so it's like it's secondary science, right? I've learned from other people who know the science, and I'm trying to recall it for you. Um, so, one of the great things about being a human is our brain. Once we're 25ish, we have a fully developed prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for complex thought, right? And so it helps us do more critical thinking and things like that. But when we get triggered, when we so I've seen this metaphor. So your hand is your brain, right? And so you put your thumb under, and this is your amygdala. And then if you fold it down, this is your prefrontal cortex. So this is kind of like a model, simple model of your brain, right? And so when we're thinking critically, when what is my pinky looks weird, right? Is it just me? No, maybe it's just so short. I don't know. Anyways, not like I'm deformed. Um, so ADHD is such a bitch. So when we're thinking critically, when we're calm, when we're collected, we can problem solve. We can think straight. We can fix things and grow and learn. And we kind of have to be in a calm place to be able to use this. And the more we practice it, the better we are at using it. That's what your progress is. That's strengthening and making it more of an automatic response to use your prefrontal cortex rather than flipping your lid. So, what happens when we get triggered? Wow, Nightbot just dropped a bunch of stuff. Um, the best thing, subscribe and like if you like this content, and then also the last one. All you have to do is click the link. It just talks about the upcoming fundraiser on March 16th. And all you have to do, if you want to attend, is press remind me, and then that's it. You don't have to pay any money or do anything. The second one is about actually donating to the GoFundMe if you want to do that. So just wanted to say, I know Nightbot just dropped a lot because all the timing hit it. But anyways, so let's get back to the model of the brain. I keep on just like smacking it, which I actually, when I'm sometimes when I'm having panic attack or PTSD moment, I do like literally punch myself in the face. Like I'm not even joking. I literally punch myself in the face because like I want to stop this pain, this physical pain that I'm feeling. But anyways, so we are thinking straight. Things are great, and then that rhymed. And then if we get triggered and we can't reason our way through it, and we move into this fight, flight, uh, freeze, or fawn area, we flip our lid. And so it's just a model. Your brain doesn't actually flip up or anything, but we flip our lid just as an example, and we move into the amygdala, which some people will refer to as the lizard brain. This is kind of like the first thing that develops in our brain, one of the first structures that develops in our brain. It is very primal. Um, and while a lot of us get upset that that's where we go, it developed purely on survival. And somewhat I watched something yesterday, today, whatever day it is, and they said it comes from, there's a reason to have fear, there's a reason to want to fight or to run away from situations. If we think there's a tiger in the bushes, that is a rational fear, right? So that's how that developed, and we need to be gentle with ourselves because it's a natural and important part of our brain. There are situations we encounter, that happen where like we have a reason to be afraid. If you're in an unsafe position, you have a reason to be afraid. You don't need to problem solve it. You need to get the fuck out of there. And so it's okay to get to this part of the brain. But what we want to do, in theory, is strengthen our prefrontal cortex, critical thinking responses, and that's what several therapy modalities do. If you can't afford a therapist, there are a lot of um, different therapy videos on YouTube. I'm gonna just put a couple different These are things that have helped me. And you can just search any one of them and find a little bit more about that and see if that modality or just that technique is good for you, and just find things that work for you and forget the rest, right? Just do what works. Let me there's one more, CFT therapy. Forget what it stands for. It's something weird. This is a newer one for me, so I don't know a lot about it, if I'm being honest. Compassion focused therapy. There we go. I can talk about mental health all day long. So don't get me started. Actually, do get me started, because I think this is a great group to talk about that. Okay, so these are a couple different therapy modalities, methods that I find really helpful. Certain ones you might identify with more than others, depending on what's going on in your brain. There's also different therapy methods that can be provided by a medical provider, like a therapist, like EMDR and stuff like that. I know Winter has experience doing, cognitive behavioral therapy is right there. It's the first one. Yeah, what were they saying? I know that some, I know Winter was able to do self EMDR, which they said it was really difficult, but it helped them. For me, I know me personally, I can't do my own EMDR. I can barely do it with a therapist. But that's a therapy method focused on trauma. That's less about traditional trauma therapy, which traditional trauma therapy is called onion peeling. It's where you start to take all the layers out until you get to the core of it, and for a lot of people it can be re-traumatizing. So this is kind of like a easier method on the people who are um, dealing with it. um, Sorry, there's a heart in the way. I can't quite see what you put. Who experience PD. Sorry, I'm trying to see it and I can't see it. PDA or demand avoidance in general. Okay. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that, Winter, if you don't mind. Um, yeah, because I'm not familiar with how it can be harmful with people who have that specific um who have those specific issues. Obviously, like I said, just to reiterate, some methods will be more helpful than others. Some you can find kernels that you like, but the whole thing in general um, doesn't help. Everyone has, like, it's not a one size fits all. Okay, because CBT is about telling your brain not to think in a certain way and to retrain your thinking, but people with demand avoidance get really irked by that. Okay, okay. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know, right? If that's what's going on with you, it's good to know. Hey, this therapy method's not helpful for me. For me personally, I like a lot of the kernels of CBT, but for me, being having borderline personality disorder, DBT is kind of like CBT 2.0, where they really focus on, there's all this, there's a focus on mindfulness and learning to be in the moment, not being sad about, you know, I heard this phrase multiple times in my life, but depression is living in the past, anxiety is living in the future, and mindfulness is living in the moment. Um, so, So DBT has 4 pillars: mindfulness, uh, interpersonal effectiveness, which is a big thing for people who are borderline. But like I said, DBT is, or I don't know if I said it, I maybe just thought it, but like DBT is great for a lot of people. Yeah, so I'm glad that you that is a more positive experience for you. And then there is emotional regulation, and this teaches you. So they kind of have a scale, right? And they're like, if you are like a 1 through 5 in like emotional intensity, go to the emotional regulation skills. Those are really great. It's like, um, just different things to do. I always forget all of the things in emotional regulation because I just feel like I forget that I'm mentally ill until I'm like at a 6 or above. But if you're at a 6 or above, there's a section specifically for that, called distress tolerance, that has skills that work right now. Um, and I just started into it. I haven't been able to. I'm sure you all understand why. I have so many workbooks that I think I've opened when I got them, and then I haven't used them. So maybe we should just like do like, maybe we should have like regular lives where we just like, if you have a workbook or you find a worksheet online, we just work on it together. Would you be interested in that? Like, we don't have to share it. In fact, I would prefer we didn't because I don't want to share mine. And what if we just, did it? It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's just coloring, not just coloring, but it doesn't matter if you're coloring or any other therapeutic method for you. Um, so yeah. Um, I did mention CFT, the compassion focused therapy. This is something I recently learned about. I don't know a lot about it. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a good fit for me, if I'm being honest. Because I watched a video in like one of my IOP groups, and yeah, of course that counts. Yeah, anything that gets you into a space where you are not in your emotion. So like, DBT really focuses, that mindfulness block really focuses on kind of like how the brain thinks, right? And so what uh what DBT approaches the brain like is like, okay, so we have our right brain, we have our left brain. So how they view it is you have an emotional mind. And this mind, if you're always in this, so it's kind of like a Venn diagram, right? And so I don't know if this is a gang sign, I hope it's not. Mental health. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is a massive workbook. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, yeah, anything that works, work it. And there are a ton of free worksheets online. So if you don't have to buy a workbook if you don't want to, but it's great to have one. I've like I said, I have so many that I haven't even cracked open. So I need to be better about that. Or just like reading books about conditions and stuff like that. But let's see, where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So DBT, so they have emotional mind. So if you are purely an emotional mind, everything that you are doing is informed by emotions. You're not focusing on the facts. You're not focusing on the reality. You're not focusing on anything outside of you. You're focusing on how you feel. You're in your feels, right? And so on the opposite end of the spectrum, the other side of the Venn diagram is rational mind. And while this sounds like the ideal, right? It lacks compassion. It lacks that component that makes us human, which is like those emotions like empathy, compassion, things like that. So it's basically like being a robot, right? And so we don't want to be robots, we want to be humans. I mean, maybe you want to be a robot, I don't know your life, but it's not a great way to function. You're straightforward, you're not being considerate of other people's feelings, stuff like that. And so the intersection of both of those uh, is I think it's called like one-minded or mindfulness. I don't know how they label it. I don't quite remember. But anywho, so that's like the ideal space, right? Where we consider our emotions, but we also critically think about the validity and how we move through those emotions. So what I said all that for the coloring book is uh, coloring activities that keep us busy, have all of our focus on one thing that's not in our brains or outside, is so it takes you from potentially emotional mind or rational mind. You can be on either end of the spectrum, and it moves us into a mindful place where all we're doing is focusing on the coloring. We're focusing on the pressure that we're putting on the pencil. We're focusing on the colors that we add to this section, what colors we want to add to that. And so you move from a place of emotion or just being like robotic and shutting all that emotion down to being in a place where you're in the present. So it's fantastic. Long story short, coloring is fantastic. I can't color because it hurts the shit out of my wrists. But anyone who can color, who enjoys it, please feel free. It is a great therapeutic technique. I have many coloring books. I have a tarot one that I got from like Five Below. It's so fucking cool. It has all the major arcana. And I can't color it because my fucking wrist hurts. Maybe I'll paint it. That would be cool. Anyways, so but yeah, so for some reason painting doesn't hurt as much because even though I don't have a pen grip when I crochet, that grip is easier. But anywho, I have ranted and raved about mental health. I will continue to talk about it if you want. We can move to crochet. We can talk about some of my ideas for the fundraiser on March 16th that Nightbot has been dropping. Tablet for coloring. That is a great suggestion if you have a tablet. If there's coloring apps on the phone. There are games on your phone. Like I play Yahtzee all the time. I have apps that are like more like self-care apps. I found an app that I really like. I know it's on Android, but I don't know. It's probably on iPhone. So this I'm gonna put two. So they're both self-care apps that I really like, that I think are very addictive in a positive way. Yeah, I've played Fargo before. I don't remember any of the rules, but yeah, I played it. If that's relaxing to you, do it. But these two apps, so one is called Void Pet. Let me talk about Finch first, actually. So Finch is the one I found first. It is surprisingly so helpful for people who struggle with executive dysfunction, who struggle with creating habits. Basically, you do tasks and it nurtures this little bird, this little finch. And you can travel with it, you can put clothes on it, you can decorate its room, all this stuff. Like these seems like stupid, but like it is such like a helpful app for like helping with executive dysfunction. I did it consistently for like months, and then I kind of dropped off the map with that, unfortunately. But I keep on trying to get back into it, so one day we'll get there. The other one is newer to me, but I actually really, really like it. And so it's called Void Pet Garden, and it's like a kind of a weird abstract concept, but it's really interesting. So it's got this one element of like a therapeutic, like gamifying therapy, and then it's also got like an aspect of being like Pokemon battles. It's so fun. And it's really cool, and like it's interesting because like like you like plant trees that attract different void pets or whatever. I guess that's what they're called, and they all are different emotions. Some of them are positive emotions like glee, happiness, joy, um, and sometimes like, but then like so you like talk to happiness, right? And it's like it says something like, sometimes I feel like I have to be happy when um I'm not. And you can, there's two options for like giving advice to them. And it's actually a super cool way to process emotions. I love this app. It's so cool. I highly recommend both of these apps. But Void Pet Garden is my app right now that I'm spending a lot of time with. So if you like being on your phone and doing things with apps, I highly recommend it. It doesn't help you like schedule things and stuff like that, which Finch does, but it is great. It is super. It's very healing. I think if you have PTSD, you might find a lot of peace in this app. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna say it again because it's right there. Nightbot just dropped the link for the upcoming video, the live stream fundraiser for raising money for my Pride booth, which is a dream of mine. I would love to do. Fills me with joy, providing affordable items to folks in my community. However, the upfront cost is a little steep, and I don't really have that money, especially because I haven't been making any money for like 4 years now. Um, so my wife has had to support us. So I really like some help in fulfilling my dream of providing happiness to people. Um, and if you no, I haven't. I'll have to try that out. Um, let's see. So if you click that link, which I would really appreciate. All it's gonna do is gonna take you to a YouTube thing that says this event is on this date at this time, and and you just press a button that says remind me, and it will remind you 30 minutes before the event starts, so you can get a snack, do a bio break, and then come hang out. Even if you can't donate, just being there, if you could share out that link, that would be super helpful. I try not to ask for a lot of these things because to me, I don't like it. I don't know what else to say. I just don't like it. It's not my vibe. I used to do that all the time. Like, subscribe, put a comment, watch the replay, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I'm fucking over it. I see that behavior in other people, and it's just not for me. And no judgment for people who do it, but like, it's just not for me. I can't be that person anymore. I don't want to be that person anymore. But anywho, I want to get off that before I say something that puts my foot in my mouth. But yeah, what was I saying? But helping me with this Pride booth would really help. If you can share it out, that would be super important to me. You can share it on YouTube, you can share it on Facebook, whatever you want. If you want to share it, I'm not going to pressure anyone to do anything they don't want to. But getting the funds to do this would be super helpful for me because, I want to focus on queer folks, trans folks, allies. I want to focus on gender affirming items. I want to focus on people who have sensory issues, or like need fidgets and stuff like that, and like getting them handmade fidgets and stuff like that. Those types of things are important to me. And so I just would really like, the support would mean a lot to me. And, I know it's pretty far off, so we don't have to make any moves right now. I'm sure I'll talk about it. But like, but yeah, so that would mean a lot to me. This, you know, I I found that, I used to do passion projects every once in a while that I really had like a lot of emotion behind, hat not hate, and doing things for like I think I did one for like maybe the LGBTQ center. More recently ish, I did the Club Q fundraiser auction thing. And I didn't do them that often, but now everything I do is a passion project. If I don't have passion for it, I just don't do it, which is why I have about 1,000,000 lips. But anyways, so I found my joy in helping people, and it's something that's so important to me. Winter has very graciously offered to donate some patterns, um, or allow that to be one of the things that we do. So I'll kind of have to figure out the mechanics of everything. But I'm super excited and very thankful um, for that. And then I am thinking about doing some mystery boxes of yarn with yarn that I do love. I just don't think I'm going to use. I kind of recently did not a fundraiser, a giveaway for like a box of yarn. But I still have yarn that I just kind of don't know what to do with. Um, so that's gonna be one of the things of doing mystery boxes. I might do like four, smallish or medium-ish size mystery boxes, and then do one larger one. Not like super big because those are so expensive, but but like a reasonable size, and give some cool yarn, because I want to offer people exciting yarn options, but I also want to raise as much money as possible, and shipping is unfortunately very expensive. So I need to make sure that I can cover shipping and then also make money to put towards that. So that's a lot. I'm like kind of dizzy from that. Like, I don't think I took a fucking breath that whole time. Oh, this is what I found at my I've been really wanting to get into Tunisian crochet, but like I'm really nervous to just jump in, because like I'm like, what do I do? I do cable? Do I do like the long, like this one? And so at the scrap exchange, which is and this never happens. I just happen to get really, really lucky. Because they don't even offer that many crochet hooks. If they do, they're like aluminum, and they're typically very small, like lace weight type shit. But the thrift store, in near their yarn section, they'll have tons of knitting needles, and I happen to find this amazing Tunisian crochet hook. So I haven't had time to try Tunisian crochet, but I feel very excited to have this. And I haven't been able to do entrelac, because I mean, I guess I could, but like it's just not really what I desire to do. Um, but because a lot of my hooks, I don't use pure aluminum hooks. I do a lot of things with like grips or um, big handles, like my furls. So this is a size K, which I think says this is 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 millimeter. Um, yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about great things, and I've been looking at like a cheap set of like bamboo ones with cables, but then I'm like, what size cables should I get, and stuff like that. So and then I really want to eventually, the thing is, so I think I could probably just watch Tony's um YouTube videos, because she is such a great educator. um but I know she literally wrote the book on Tunisian crochet. But a lot of the projects don't really interest me because, like, a lot of the things that she makes, like blankets and like cardigans and stuff like that, I don't really like to make. So um, I have to see how I would adapt it to what I like to crochet. The kid actually was years now. Oh, cool. That's so awesome. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about it until much later in my crochet learning experience, but it looks awesome. It actually looks very soothing, and I knit first and then I learned how to crochet. So it kind of seems like it might be like the best of both worlds, which is exciting. It looks a lot faster than knitting, which intrigues me because I'm a very slow knitter. So anyways, yeah, that's the stitch. But I found that and I was like, I gotta use it. It's awesome. I'm so excited. But we'll get there. I don't have time to learn a new craft right now. Cause I got shit to do. I had to search for 45 years for months and all of the Indonesian came about. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know about it, but like it seems great. So I'm super excited to learn just the techniques. You know, something else I would really like to learn, but I'm not good enough at sewing to do this. But like, I love watching mixed domestics quilting. It is amazing. They are so talented. It like every time I see like if I see any quilting, I'm like, I know this is mixed domestic because like they're the only person that pops up uh, on my feed for quilting. But they are so talented, and their weaving techniques are like. So if you're into quilting, I do highly recommend Mix Domestic. That's MX. Um, uh, you know, they used to have a more gendered, um, uh, not superlative, but um, whatever like Mr. and Mrs. and like Mix are. I don't know what type of word that is. But they had a gendered one before, and now they go by mix domestic because they came out as non-binary. Um, Lace making with the bobbins. That is so it's MX. I'm just gonna type in their whole channel name. They're awesome. And just truly like a big old ally, not old, but like just a huge tremendous like force of positivity and good in the queer community. So awesome. Yeah, I'm always in awe because like it's so much detail and I'm like I can barely do a double crochet some days. So yeah, highly recommend. And they seem just like a beautiful person. So it's been a while since I've watched their videos because so many of them they do crochet as well. But it's been a while since I watched them. But I believe they have kids. They're married to a man, and their husband is ace, if I'm not mistaken, asexual. So it's really just like a great representation of just like what queer and trans love can look like and what those families can look like. I believe they have kids, if I'm not mistaken, but I've been mistaken once or twice before. So I could just go on and on. But I haven't watched their videos in a while because I'm not gonna ever quilt, because that is a skill that I'm not doing. And also, like, one of the things, so I've got really into remembering positive times with my grandma before she passed of Alzheimer's. And I really regret, like, not learning how to sew and quilt from her. Um, yeah, right? It's like their creativity is like next level. It is crazy. Also, they've like developed, they've had like custom printed fabric for like different like pride things. It's so cool. They're one of the coolest people, I think, on YouTube. Um, so I hope they're as nice of a person in real life, but I'll probably never meet them, so that's fine. As long as they seem nice on YouTube, that's fine. Um, yeah, when you look at their work, you're like, damn, right? It's impressive. Also, like Silver Fox, like I'm digging it. Although they also always change their hair color, but they did silver for a long time, and I was like, yes. Um, but yeah, so I think such a huge part of this community is supporting each other, lifting each other up, showing examples of love, support, um, in ways that maybe like cisgender, heteronormative folks just like they might not know how those relationships function. So to just have them be visible, I think is a great opportunity for all of us to see what different types of love can look like. Um, and I just, I love the opportunity to uh, get a peek into other people's lives that are different than mine, so that I can become a more well-rounded person and learn about, these different things. So, I'm just, I'm happy to be part of this community. I love our allies. I feel like, you know, sometimes we get so, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's legit, right? We get so wrapped up in kind of our own issues in the community that we forget to thank our allies. So I always want to give credit to our allies. You don't have to be part of the community to support and love the community and people in the community. And it's our allies who help us make change for the better. So I never want to be like, I never want the people in my life that are allies to me to think that I don't cherish and support their support for me. And some of them are still learning. They don't do it right all the time, but they try. And that's, I gotta say something for that, but doesn't make it any more fun being misgendered. Sucks. It sucks a bit. Oh, but anyways, rant. Blah blah blah. So what is everyone working on? He wants to be known as my son. Because by him, they makes me confuzzled sometimes. Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, I think every person is different, and I definitely will not speak on anyone else's experience. But for me personally, if I see someone trying, and if they catch themselves and they correct themselves, to me, it becomes like a non-issue almost immediately. Because you're human, that right? And yeah, you're human, and you're bound to make mistakes. Heads up, just so you know. And so, I try to be very gentle with people. And, I feel like a lot of the people who aren't as gentle in certain moments, it's not always that the fact that you misgendered them. It could be the fact that they were misgendered all day, all week, and then you just happen to be the straw that broke their back. So I feel like, it's not necessarily a bad thing when people get upset about it, because usually it's a result of kind of the snowball effect, right? So, I think always being compassionate and listening to that person and, admitting that you made a mistake, and correcting yourself, those are big deals to me. And I hope that, you know, you experience that same thing. Um, and, we're all learning, right? Keep using "we're not used to it" excuse. They also misgender me and dead name me by default when I'm not here because they think they don't have to. Yep. Same, 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 same. Um, uh, I kind of admitted it before, but uh, my parents weren't very supportive of um, the Pride booth idea, and I gave up on it for a while. But I talked to them, we were calm, and then I went back downstairs where I am now, where we live. Just so you know, I live in my parents' basement because we're broke and I'm disabled. Um, and they like my parents were fighting, and they were misgendering me, they were dead naming me, and I was like what, what the, it literally just rocked my world in like the worst way possible. I just was like, you seem to try sometimes when I'm there, but then like when I'm not there, you just easily slip into that. And it's like my dad has tattoos of all of the birth names of my siblings, me, and my mom. And so my dead name is on his arm. It's also the name of his mom, who has passed. Um, so it's a family name, right? And one day I was joking around. We joke around a lot, and uh, I had the name Ian. I did have a name before Ian, which if you go to my GoFundMe, you'll see that name. It didn't fit me at all, but it was the best I could think of at the time. And then so I had the name Ian for maybe about 9 months, 9 to 12 months at that point. And I jokingly said, "When are you gonna get that tattoo updated?" And he said, "Well, when you stop changing your name." And I was like, I changed it literally once. Do you know how hard it is to pick your own name? It's fucking hard. Maybe not for everyone, but for me it was. But anyways, my parents are trying, but it's just not great all the time. Yeah, people make genuine mistakes. Yes, for sure. Yes, people will do abuse it maliciously, or they just they don't care. Like they just don't care. Right. Hey, no, what's up? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Love you. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up the house a little bit, and I need to take stuff to the dump. Okay, dokie. Let's see. I can imagine it's hard. Yeah, it's such a weird, uh, you know, I think, like I said earlier, I have a hard time explaining to people who don't experience this, but it's hard because you are, you've come out You're trying to embrace who you are, trying to figure out how you want to show the world who you are. Some people have it figured out. Some people are working on figuring it out. I had to work to figure it out, and uh, then so you're trying to find yourself again, right? You're trying to find your identity under this new gender identity, and you're working so hard just to be accepted, and then boom, someone reminds you that you're not accepted, and what you've done is all the work you've done is kind of moot, you know. I love to change my name, but the only one that I could even ponder is leather. I've gone by that for 30 years now, but seriously, change it. Too late now, you know. It's never too late to change your name to what makes you comfortable. So depending on the state that you're in, I don't think it's federal. Wait, you're not in the States, right? Because I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. So we missed our opportunity. Go the dumb motherfucker. Okay, I have no idea how Canada works, but in the U.S., you can change your name once easily. You have to go through a bunch of steps, but it is what it is. But you can't. But the second time, if you need to change your name again, like let's say you get married and change your name, or you get divorced and you change your name, or like whatever, you decide leather isn't a good fit. In the States, you have to like go through this whole like legal process. You have to hire a lawyer, all this stuff. So like that's the only thing that holds me up. It's like what if I decide Ian isn't a good fit? Which I think Ian's a great fit so far. Some people think it's silly why I picked my name, but a lot of people don't have to pick their own name, so it's like they can judge all they want, but they didn't have to be in that position. So some people it comes so easily, and I'm always like, that's cool. Yeah, but it is never, ever, ever, ever too late to to uh to be yourself and to show who you want to be. One of I'm always finding inspiring things around, and let me look up a video before I'll try to find like a um for a because I don't know the age of this person. I don't know. Like, there's a bunch of articles on uh, on it. So I don't know if this one's good. I haven't watched it, but so Will Ferrell, the comedian, who I personally love. Some people aren't a fan. Whatever. Up to you. But so they've been friends with this person for years and years and years and years. This person is older, um, I think close to the same age as Will Ferrell, who's not super young, but not super old either. But Will's friend just came out as trans, and so we get to see Will's experience in knowing and loving this person, but watching them go through this transition at a later age, and it's really beautiful. What I saw, again, I don't know what this video is, so I hope it's a good one, but you can look up other ones if you want. And you know, I I think that's the point, right? And there are other stories. I think I saw something the other day about a trans person. I believe it was a trans woman, but it doesn't matter, right? Trans, right? And so, but a trans person coming out at 80, and someone was, and they had been, yeah, it was a trans woman, and they had been married to a woman for years, like, I don't know, like 40 years. They were 80, and maybe longer, maybe like 50 years or so. It was a long time. And they're like, why did you just decide to come out now? And they were describing their experience, and it was beautiful. And they had support from their wife. And it's just, it's those types of things that really show you that it's never too late to start living your authentic life. Go for it. Even if you knew for a fact that tomorrow would be your last day on this earth, being yourself in that last day is enough, and I think it's really beautiful. I could go on about that. I have no need other than wanting to go by weather. But the issues have changed everything and informing everyone. And not losing which costs money, which sadly, yeah, it's never too late. Even if by summer. So tonight, if I'm awake, so there's an emo karaoke night with like a live band, and I'm not gonna do karaoke. I don't play that game. Also, with testosterone racing through my system, my vocal cords are trash. I was like a decent singer before, but then I developed really bad stage fright. But you better believe I am not doing karaoke tonight. But if I can, I will go. Sorry, my cat's scratching at the door. It's driving me bananas. Uh, You're gonna hate it, and you're gonna want to go back inside in like 3 seconds. I can guarantee that. You're a very predictable cat. Yeah, I am the living testament that emo is not a phase, it is a lifestyle. I'm like emo, goth, punk, pop punk. Just like, I don't know what word to use other than like gaudy. I'm all of those things at once. And that's cool. Just living my life, not hurting anybody. I don't think. What are you two losers doing? Jelly, why are you trying to bite your brother? He's gonna trample your ass. I did. So I've been like thinking about like re-upping my makeup. Um, uh, I've been trying to like. There's a lot of like makeup that I need to refresh because it's expired. And I like to do my own makeup, but like if it's expired, like it's gross. Like the scent bothers me, and even if I'm not putting it on anyone, because my makeup business has slowed down significantly, and I can't seem to get that going again. Especially being trans, that's a big weird thing going on. It's hard to reconnect with like photographers that I was with. They just in the South, like all the photographers that I know are very religious and not cool with trans folks. But granted, I only know like a couple of photographers that I work with a lot. So, anyways, but yeah, so I was looking at makeup. The only thing I have ordered thus far is a white cream eyeliner. It's either, I think it's cream, not gel. Um, but I was going to order the Trixie Cosmetics white eyeliner from their hotline, uh, from his hotline line. Because there's a white and a black, and the black sold out. But I have black liner that I like, so I didn't have I wasn't even looking for that. I was looking for a good white because a good white is hard to find. I knew you would scratch at the door. You are a damn fool. I love you. I love you, but you are a chunky monster who's indecisive. And I can relate. I know where you got it from. I'm gonna go back in here. Bunch of idiots. That sucks. I personally hate to live in the Bible Belt. Yeah, it's cats will be cats. Yep, that is for sure. Yeah, the Bible Belt is an interesting place because it can be like, I think something that like a lot of people who don't live in the Bible Belt don't think about is like there can be like such intense like love, but then like people can be like, but I just approve of your lifestyle and you're going to hell. And there's like this like really strange phenomenon that happens when like people say stuff like that, because you're like, so are we cool? Are we not cool? Like it's very like, it's very weird. It's kind of just this own like weird bubble of like fucking things. And like, I had family members when I got married, that like I wasn't sure I was gonna invite, because I was like, are they gonna cause like a fuss? Like, are they gonna, and I'm not one of those. I was never like, and Mel and I were never those people who were like, oh my gosh, they're gonna pull focus from me on my wedding. We were like, we know we're gonna have a stellar wedding, and we want everyone to have a good time. So we weren't like that. But I didn't want like a fucking brawl to break out, and I was like, well, what if that happens? I don't know what to do. Um, and but we invited them anyways because they, at other events, like my uncle. He was like, I love you. I don't agree with your lifestyle choices. And I was like, whatever. Um, and then, and, but like, the thing is, like, he, like, shown nothing but, like, love, acceptance, kindness to Mel, which I appreciate. I want people to be nice to my wife. Um, but then, so like, but he just like loves my wife, and both him and my aunt are like nothing but kind to Mel. And I'm like, okay, so you're not cool with me being with a woman. You're definitely not cool with me being trans. Surprise. And but then like you are so willing to like bring her into the family. I'm like, I'm so confused. But I do love them, and I'm glad to have them in my life. But it's just a weird like, what is happening? Yeah, yeah. It's really weird, and definitely a. I don't think it's unique necessarily to the South, but it happens so frequently here, that it just kind of is what it is, unfortunately. But all we can do, if we are in the mood to do, we're never obligated to, educate people on these things. But, if we have the energy and the spoons to educate people on what our lifestyles are like, and not, berate them for not being educated on the subject, and just trying to be kind, that goes a long way sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. People are assholes. But, sometimes people will surprise you. What is happening here? Okay, I'm just so confused. This, like, end of the round is always, like, so damn confusing for me. Okay, so I got that one attached. Did I? No. Okay. So we're going at the base. Now I need to pull this through here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Yeah, something's weird. Okay, it's a little sketchy, but I'll deal with it. What am I trying to do? Okay, so I'm doing the technique where I do three three rows at a time with my mesh market bag. But when I learned how to do it, this person didn't do it in the round. And so I've got to kind of figure out how to do it in the round. Most of the times it's fine, but sometimes my brain is like, does not compute, does not compute. So, anyways. We've been on here 2 hours. Whoa. So, so yeah. That is, let's see. I usually like a 12-inch bag, but let's see where we're at right now and see if it's vibing. Okay, so right now we are a little over 8. Let's see what... I still think 12, 11, or 12 would be, like, ideal. It's always about proportions to me, sometimes if it's not 9 a.m. Yeah, it is noon here. I'm on the other side of the continent. Sorry, let me check on my messages, because apparently I'm forgetting everything. So, I'm going to try to show you something that I legitimately... I shared this on my Facebook, but if we're not Facebook friends, you didn't probably see it. So, so I check Facebook Marketplace for, like, free yarn or things like that. Or, like, just things that I'm interested in, whatever. Because you can find things super cheap. I legitimately, speaking of being in the Bible Belt, being in the South, Southern United States, legitimately found this custom John Deere casket coffin delivered anywhere, $5,000. This fucking exists. If I ever forget that I live in the South, I'm gonna look at this fucking picture and be like, this is real. Okay, so here's the thing that I really want, but I don't know how I would use it. So maybe you all can give me some ideas. So it is on Facebook Marketplace. They are 3D printed tiny hands that are giving the middle finger. You get 10, right? 10 3D printed middle fingers for $10. They don't, like, I was like, at first I thought maybe they had a hole in them, like, for, like, a pencil topper. And I was like, maybe I can crochet something, I don't know, like, I don't know how to do that. But then I was like, what if I made, like, crowns, like wire or something crowns, and like put these all over them. I think the price is like a little high if you're gonna like maybe if I order in bulk they can give me like a discount. I thought a crown of middle fingers would be fucking awesome. I hope if I get to pick my it says various colors. Maybe if I order in bulk I can kind of like get the color scheme that I'm vibing with. Um but anywho, isn't that cool? Like, so I think a crown of middle fingers would be awesome. I don't really know how I would attach it. I don't know if hot glue works with the 3D printing filament. I've never dealt with anything 3D printed, if that's hard to believe or something. I don't know. So, I think it would be really cool. I don't do a lot of wire work, but I could manage that. But like let me see if I can zoom in. They're just showing bags of them. What fucking good is that? Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? Okay, there we go. So you can see, and they're very tiny. But like, there's no hole at the bottom. Like I thought, like I said, maybe it was like a pencil topper. You put that on top of a pencil, but no, it's solid. So I was like, wire wrapping with solids. Like, would that work? Can I use E6000? Can I use hot glue? I don't know. If any of you know, I could just message this person and ask. It could melt the filament. They're any good. They're just a print for a moment. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little afraid to like ask for. I mean, it's already kind of expensive because like if let's say I use 10 middle fingers per crown, then I at least have to spend $10 just on that, and then I have to get the um the materials to make the crown and everything. So I'm just kind of like, well, like, I don't know. Okay, but maybe but like if I want to make 10 crowns, that's $100 right there just in middle fingers. It should work when you message them. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. React differently, guaranteed they do print for you less than. Yeah, I think if I order like 10, then they might be more willing. I was thinking like I could do trans colors, I could do rainbow colors, but now I think I'll just do rainbow if I can get them to just do rainbow, because I don't want to just do a bunch of random ones. Um, Okay, so, and then I also got a message from the person I'm doing the. Sorry. Okay, sorry. If not, let me know. I would talk to my hubby. I'm not sure what colors we have though. Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know how much like a spool of filament costs or anything like that. I have no concept of anything 3D printed. I think, I mean, I don't know the process. I know that there's a lot of like manual things that go into removing stuff from like the printing process and stuff like that. But it seems a little steep to me. I don't know how complicated it is. It seems a little steep to me that they're $10 a piece. And like it's pickup. So like you're not shipping them. Um, but yeah, but I would need like all the colors of the rainbow, reading the rainbow. Okay, yeah, so I'll figure that out because I'm very intrigued by that. It's like wire wrapping and things like that aren't really my main squeeze, but I mean, if it works, it works. I wonder if I don't usually like to order off of Temu just because of their things, but I wonder if there's just like mass produced like blank crowns that I could just like glue shit onto and wouldn't have to like do everything from scratch. Now I did do so okay, I'm not an expert at Lord of the Rings. I apologize. My wife is a Lord of the Rings, a Lotra fan through and through. Um I'm trying, but a lot of that fantasy like I love sci-fi, but like for some reason like certain types of fantasy just don't do it for me. But anyways, I'll watch him. I'll watch him, but I'm not gonna watch the extended editions, right? And so Legolas's dad, who was in like the Hobbit series, who's like total hottie, right? The crown that he has, I did make that with wire and hot glue, and it looks really good. I'm not sure that's the vibe with the middle fingers. It might be cool to be like drippy because like my thing is like being a weirdo. It could be cool, be kind of like psychedelic. Anyways, let's see if there's some blank tiaras so I can save some money and some finger pain. Team. They're gonna be like, this is the weirdest. Okay, so there's like a lot of tiaras that have like a lot of detail to them. They're one piece. I love the way the stone ones look, but um, I don't want like I want to put a lot of the effort into it myself. Man, these are fucking pretty. They're cheap as fuck. Um, okay, so this one is $1.28. It is one piece silver zinc alloy rhinestone, simple, trendy, elegant hair accessories, decorative hair crown. It's very cheap, right? I do find that Temu takes a fuck. There's all the there is all the finger patterns for printing. Okay, so those patterns already exist. How much is filament? Because, like, I mean, if I could pick, like, I mean, I'm willing to get the colors that you need or pay for the filament if it's, like, cheaper than this. But yeah, so, like, this is, like, a very simple crown. I feel like I could put hot glue on that, put a bunch of middle fingers, put drippies, and, I mean, that's cheap, and buying, like, 10 of them would be, like, super inexpensive. Um, and put that down as an option. I could do just like a headband, but like then I've got to build on all of that, and that seems like a lot of work. And also making things symmetrical is hard, right? So let's see. Oh wait, did I add that or not? Okay, I did. Okay. Ooh, the person. I'm sorry to do all this while the um. What other questions do I have? So I said, what adhesives, hot glue, E6000, etc. work with this filament? If I ordered 10 sets of 10, could I pick the colors used? I'm interested in using these to make rainbow tiaras for Pride. Probably more than they wanted to know, but I gave them to that. Discount pricing available for an order of 10 with in I hope those are all the questions. I hate sending multiple things. But thanks, question mark, because I was asking you all a question. I'm an idiot. It's just a fact of life. Okay, so let's see what else is available on Temu. I feel like let's just order together. Is Temu available? Is it only on the app or is it available? Is it available on the thing? Okay, so I'm gonna take you over here. I'm gonna take you over here. Please don't shut down. It's like freaking. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna go and oh, my PTSD just got a little tingly. So we're gonna try to keep it calm, not panic. and just the life and the dreams of things. So I think they signed me in. Don't judge me for already having tiaras. Okay, so I don't need it to be expensive because like this is more of like a novelty product. This one has a bunch of different options, which seems pretty cool. Because I want something very simple, so when I add the middle fingers on it, it means a lot, you know? This one's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And just, like, think about middle fingers just, like, being up there. Like, how much of a bad bitch do you have to be? Okay, so we're gonna add 10 of them to the cart. Can I do that without going down there? So, yeah. So, I think that one would be a cool one. Yeah, it's cool looking for sure. And then, like, hot glue over, like, the cheap-ass rhinestones. Maybe, like, you can still see the rhinestone texture, but having, like, paint maybe drip down or something. That could be fun. I'm into it. I thought of this, and I'm like, I'm gonna go buck wild. This is how impulsive I am, and this is why I am bored. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on looking and I'm gonna keep on crocheting, and I'm probably gonna sleep today, and maybe I'll do emo karaoke. Who knows? But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been fun hanging out. And I hope you all have a fantastic day, and or night or wherever you are. If you didn't sleep, I hope you get some rest today, because I am fading. So yeah. So have a great day. Love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.